Hey, so I meant to do this video a while ago. This is the time I'm getting to it. It's in regards to amazing people and the cool things that people can do when they choose to, open up. So, this was some time ago, but not too long ago, that I was in the Ace Hardware parking lot. And I forget if I was returning something or if I was going there to buy something. But the state of my car is it's in shambles. There's a lot like dense, and it looks like I've driven through a couple war zones. And so, you know, it begs the question, what has been going on with this person's car? And as it just so happened, an individual who I did not know at the time, but was about to meet, um, Ethan Banner, was coming across the parking lot, and he had made a comment about my vehicle, and me being the social butterfly that I am and the conversationalist that I consider myself to be, had to engage. um so I said something like, I don't know, joking about my car, and next thing I know, we were in a several hour conversation. Ace Hardware had closed, and we talked about a lot of topics, like everything under the sun, especially in regards to friendships and relationships. And it was just a really great conversation. And it's one of those things where it's like you don't realize just, or most people don't know just how powerful a conversation can be and interesting if you allow yourself the ability and the flexibility to open up and to say things that most people don't like to dive into because they are afraid and they shield themselves. And I get it, because unfortunately a lot of people, they can weaponize and attack people for being open and vulnerable. um but this was a like-minded individual like myself, where it's like, listen, I'm not going to hurt you. I don't think you're going to hurt me. So we could open up and just talk about things. And it was a really rich conversation. However, conversation, like I said, this was hours we were talking. It's getting cold, and all I could think was, my girlfriend's gonna be wondering, where am I? Yeah, you've been in the Ace Hardware parking lot for hours talking to somebody. And I was like, she's not gonna believe this. Um, but then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? My girlfriend knows me. She knows how I am and how much I love a good conversation, so she probably will believe me. However, the conversation did have to come to a close, and I thought that would be it. We exchanged numbers, and sometime later, I'm not sure the like how many, you know weeks we're talking about here, but his wife, Catherine, reached out to me, and I guess it was through his sister Emily on Facebook, in a messenger. And I guess he had mentioned my name in a conversation in regards to friendships and relationships. And I thought that was incredibly kind. And I took a lot of pride in that. Like, I really, that meant a lot. Like, when I heard that, that alone meant a lot. So thank you again for that. Uh, but she extended the invitation for me to come to his 50th birthday surprise party, and I had no choice. It would be an honor to me. It felt like, it'd be an honor to show up. He seemed like a great person, and I would love to be there. Granted, this is the only time I've ever seen this individual. So I show up, and I got to meet his parents, his wife, his sister, his siblings, um, and it all made sense. You know, amazing family. Everybody was so warm and welcoming. Like, I I was the house itself was interesting, and knowing that his dad had built their house, and his mom is the architect. So it's like that was just so cool. So I got to know some things about them, and I would have stayed longer, but I had, I was borrowing my girlfriend's car, and I told her I would have her car back. I was still late, so I got in trouble for that. But I had such a great time, and you know, I'm just it's funny when I think about it, the fact that it would take strange people like myself to not just invite somebody like me, but for me to also accept an invitation like this when it's like they don't know me that well. They don't know me at all, really, and I don't know them at all. But I know that I really loved Ethan's energy, and I'm assuming they had the sense that, well, they love Ethan, and they're trusting that if he likes my energy, that I'm probably good company, and that was enough. And I like I said, I had a great time. Ethan's family, the Banners, amazing people. Um, so I just this was kind of a shout out to amazing people, and I want, I guess, the takeaway to be that almost anybody can be amazing if they allow themselves the flexibility and openness to just talk, to be kind. Don't be so afraid of saying something stupid. You know, d- try to make it a point not to offend people, but don't be so afraid that it doesn't allow you the ability to talk. Because the more you're able to open up, the more interesting a conversation becomes, and the more interesting I think the person is. Like the people that I find most interesting are the people that express their thoughts. Uh, I think there's geniuses out there that probably reserve and keep a lot of that in, which is unfortunate. Um, because it's you only know what you know. You only can hear what you hear about somebody. So the fact that everybody was so warm and welcoming, it's just like it left nothing but opportunity for me to ask questions to be answered, and I wanted to thank everybody again. I want to thank you guys for thinking to invite me, for having me in your home, and I'm honored that I got to share time with you guys. So, Ethan, you're an amazing person. Catherine, thank you. You're an amazing person. Emily, you're an amazing person. And your parents, like everybody in that house is amazing. I didn't, I didn't get to talk to every single person, but I kind of got the gist because I talked to enough people there to get a pretty good overall understanding that this is a house of love and kindness. So thank you. That's all I want to say.